So, hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to do another thing that I would like to try. So the day is not completely over just yet. So I don't call it a day just yet. One other thing that I have on my mind at the moment is just to bring across a little bit of information management and sharing of information, okay, which is important in these days, in my opinion anyway. Now, I'm not exactly a news specialist or addict, if you like. I do watch my news, yes, and sometimes it's just better to understand of what's going on between nations, just to help this perhaps as a better understanding. I know this might not be the content that you're used to. I also have Rosie here with me, my faithful cat who's hungry. She'll make a fuss in a moment because obviously I didn't feed her before I started this whole show. So she's already playing with my stuff here and sitting nearly on my mouse mat. But hey, we'll get on with it. So what I'll do, I try to do this as a regular thing. We'll see if it sticks. It's one of those things that I would like to try. This is news from Germany, and I will just mention a few comments and kind of give you an idea of what Germans have on their mind at the moment, and what's going on. I do the same thing then also with the Irish website from RTE, because obviously those two countries are the ones that kind of are most dearest to my heart, because initially I'm from Germany, but I do live in Ireland for the better part of 20 years already. So, just to kind of get a bit of a split there. And of course, I'm happy to do it, extend it, if there's any interest in this format. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you like to have more of this. So could be even other foreign language newspapers, Polish, for example, or from the Netherlands, where I used to spend a good bit of time as well. Whatever floats your boat, if you want to hear a few of my comments to this as well, to kind of settle this a bit and make it easier to process. Okay. All right, so let's just start with this. This is NTV. This is one of the newspaper websites. So it's not, they don't have a physical newspaper. They are just online. It's one of the earliest online news organizations, beside from the kind of government-run ones. We do have those in Germany, beside from some other private ones, which are of better or worse quality. So I will use this. Then I will use the Spiegel as well, the Mirror German version. Spiegel, a bit of a controversial kind of take it sometimes. Not all of them are always physically or factually correct in every case. So as always with news, be a bit careful what you see and what you hear. Not everything might be to take on full value, but hey, nevertheless, I'll try to make sense of this in the same way as you do. Okay, so headlines here, just from a couple of minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Russia is suffering some attacks from the Ukraine, obviously in Belgorod, which is kind of the new hot zone, if you like. This is this big town next to the border, the biggest Russian town, which is really close from the border, and let's say beside from Moscow and all other cities, not in that sense of biggest town, but like compared to Russian cities close from a border, this would be the one. We've seen a couple of attacks on this, so this is nothing really new. Ukraine is hammering away at them. We'll see how it goes. Okay, this is a headline about anti-Semitic, kind of fires flaring at universities in Germany, not only in the US, but also here in Europe. You see that there are cases of individuals who are kind of chased and whatever, so not really pleasant to see this. But my point of view on this is basically just, Israel has seen this kind of behavior, unfortunately in their history, of course, and now they seem to do exactly the same thing with the Gaza Strip, bomb the out of it, and I think as long as Netanyahu is in power, he will make absolutely sure that there's only rubble left. So is that the solution? I don't think it is, because this will have other consequences, obviously, in the region, so we are far from seeing the end of this one. Okay, this is Meta's Abo model. Facebook can no longer go ahead with this model of how they take payments from you. Judge has decided, court has decided on this, which is, kind of normal if you do something against the law, Me personally, I'm done with Facebook. I was with them for the better part of a decade, with pictures saved and communications saved. I had my good bit of my business with Facebook as well, and communications through Facebook. But since they got hacked and lost all my data, and I got hacked in the end because they couldn't get it right, I'm not looking back. Unfortunately, it's not good for my business, but I have no other choice. I can't trust them with my data, unfortunately. So, and I'm not coming back. Okay. Okay. So every the guys who hope that there's a super league still coming to pass in sports, football, obviously very big in Europe. There are plans to have a super league, for all who don't know, to have, let's say, the top 20 teams around Europe playing in one league on a permanent level, permanent basis, together with qualifications of who can join later on and those kind of things. So is it going to happen? We don't know. Fact is that UEFA has no say in that. They cannot stop it, even if they wanted to. There was a court hearing the judgment on this, and they have no power here. So we'll see what happens. Would it be interesting? Would I watch it? I don't think I would. I prefer much more the lower leagues to watch those because there's where it's still all about, it's not all about the money, but about the success of a small team that nobody heard of, and that's always what I like. Okay, and then we look to Washington. There are some elephants in the room, obviously. This is what the headline says when those two meet. Obviously, it's still the old song. Germany kind of not spending as much in military as they should, even so they made a huge fuss and said it would be a change of the epochs and we are going to spend so much more and blah, blah, blah. And, outcome not much as usual with this government. Unfortunately, too many opinions, too many thoughts, too many how should we do this and that, and most of the money ends up with some structural kind of desk job, who has to plan all those things. And the money that actually trickles to the troops is not really that what they deserve, in my opinion. So difficult meeting in Washington. Another difficult Washington day for somebody else here. Will be interesting to hear what the Supreme Court says about the electoral votes. This will be a kind of a judgment that will change America for the good or for the worst. We don't know. The next headline here basically says, like, if Trump would be stopped with the courts or found guilty of anything, then it would come to kind of a civil war, which is likely. I mean, we have seen what they do, what they can do. Too many peoples with too many guns, unfortunately. So stay tuned for more. We'll see how it goes. Then our friend Medvedev from Russia says basically, if it comes to a war between NATO and Russia, then nukes are basically the only option. Okay, I mean, he's known for talking lots of nuke-related nonsense, but I would consider this as more relevant than all the other nonsense he was spewing of. For them, they want their empire back. And if Ukraine falls, it's not the end. Well, it might be the end for the Ukraine, but definitely for the rest of Europe, it will be very interesting. So we'll see what happens with the Baltic states and all the other places they have a great deal of interest in. So he doesn't wait, obviously, Vladimir. He's not messing around. Just as a thought, while we discussed 35-hour weeks for train drivers in Germany, even so they deserve it by every modern standard. I have a friend who works as a train driver, and it's not not pleasant. The shifts they have to pull and long hours they have to do, not easy in this whole overall concept. But in Russia, there are no 35 hours a week. They work in 3 shifts nonstop. So if they wanna restructure the entire army, they can do that. There are no kind of there's nothing that holds them. So while we discuss and talk hot air, they do. And like I remember the day very early in the war, first couple of days or so in, and was kind of made fun of on X nowadays, Twitter back in the day, and was that like how Russia wants, where do they want to take all the weapons from? They have a huge stockpile of old shit, obviously. Excuse my French, but they have also lots of willing people to work on that old shit and modernize it. Okay, and there is no debate about it. If you get a job offered in this country, in Russia, then you will take it. And there are no 35-hour weeks. We're talking 40 plus. Okay, way beyond that. And if he orders, they will do. Okay, so this is what we are confronted with while we are busy talking nonsense. They are busy doing things. We can only hope that this whole China-Russia thing comes, financially. I mean, obviously, Putin got some credits from China for some goods, and China is struggling right now. Banks are in jeopardy, after one of their building construction companies, one of the largest one they have, is failing as well. So, yeah, we'll see how that continues. I mean, this could be the way to stop them altogether, the two of them, okay, with either Taiwan and with Ukraine. But if you fail on that front at least, then it will be a very, very few dark days. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a subject, Yemen and Houthi rebels. We just sent a frigate, Germany did, to the region. As Germany doesn't have a huge navy, to let go of a frigate that could be used kind of locally is already a tough step, but it could basically go much worse and have no impact. I mean, all the ships right now, all the big container ships, they all go around South Africa right now because they don't want to take the risk to be hijacked or destroyed. And so we feel already, I was ordering a power supply the other day. The local supplier has nothing, so I have to order in Germany, but even that takes some time. So I had to look at 3 or 4 places where to get one, and it was just not easy. So we feel the impact already here in Europe. I don't know how it is in the US, for example, but yeah, that's just how it is. This lady here got unfortunately killed. She's a German. She was helping with an ambulance to evacuate people from the front lines. And she got hit by a grenade and is no more, unfortunately. Very sad story. Selfless life, giving her life for others, Yeah, so the rest is more kind of bear stories. What do Europeans do with their bears? They usually shoot them. So, why would it be any other way? Obviously, if they're coming too close in the Alps, there are some regions where we see bears again. And it's always this kind. This is usually a summer story, kind of a summer newspaper story. But hey, that's how it goes, bears, yeah, for the good mood. Mr. Hallhuber here had a kind of designer clothes empire. He died with 76 years, just shortly after he had to declare bankruptcy of his business, which is obviously, when you think about it, you work all your life with heart and soul, and then in the old days, you have to declare bankruptcy, and shortly after you die. Yeah, reminds me a bit of my uncle. He didn't know anything else than work until he was 65, and 3 months after he went for retirement, he died as well. He had nothing left to do, so there was his life purpose was gone, so he was gone as well. Yeah. the explosion in the weapons ammunitions fabric company, also Belgorod, I think, was it, or a bit further out? I can't remember now. Watch those channels; they will tell you more details about it. Was apparently planned. Well, I guess some sort of planning is involved if you do something like that. So, on news, and I think the rest here is like, yeah, sports related. This one is a funny one. He's a known comedian in Germany, Böhmermann, and he has lost a court hearing. There's a beekeeper that advertises with his face, basically, the honey that he's selling. You know, says like, even Böhmermann would love the good old honey or something, you know, something down the line of like that. And Böhmermann said, oh, he's not allowed to use my face. And I was thinking to myself earlier, I was like, not even your face is safe nowadays, you know. But hey, yeah. Yeah, this is again the story with the radicalization on the universities. People see Israel very different than 20 years ago, okay? So propped up by the US and not under control of the US, you know, that is a big mistake. You know, that's at least how we think about this, but hey. So then there's a new record in nuclear fusion, okay, on how much power can be retrieved out of this, okay. So this is good to see that. We don't yet know if this will create a black hole, if it explodes or something. So be careful with those. Just kidding, obviously. So people have the most amazing ideas when it comes to those strange things. Yeah, the rest is kind of not really that relevant. I mean, this is just a frigate, Hessia, called like the county or the state in Germany, which is on the way. So we Germans, we think about this. We have a very special relationship with the Navy because it's such a small Navy. Obviously, after the war, we were never really upgrading in any substantial numbers, and to let a ship go through the Red Sea is a special thing for us, you know, still as a unity kind of one of the few moments where we come together and go like, oh, yeah, all the best to them, you know. Yeah, so the rest, North Korea is canceling relations with South Korea when it comes to economic relations. Not really a new thing. He seems ready as well, in my opinion. I think he is ready to pull that trigger. We'll see. You have to keep an eye on him. Yeah. Lava in Iceland. Yeah, not really anything exciting. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at Spiegel as well, just to see what the story is, the latest there. If I can get it dragged over here. I have so many windows open. Okay, let's see what is the latest. They make up with the West should not accept the election of Putin. I mean, Putin is a person non grata, obviously, already chased with a warrant. You know, if he goes into the wrong country, he's arrested. Will that make a difference if we accept the election? I don't know. I can't say. I don't think it will make any impact because he has such a tight grip on his people that if you say or do something stupid, then you end up in jail. You know. So I'm not sure how to judge this. Really, would it make a difference? Yes, no, maybe. We'll see. If they can agree on something, that is the other thing. You know, maybe there might be Hungary or some other country who goes like, no, we can't do this. Yeah. So Putin and Xi are now shoulder to shoulder against the US. This is what they're saying here, which is not a big secret. I mean, they have been doing that for the last 60 years, you know. This here in this context, perhaps, yeah. I mean, if China were to pull the trigger on Taiwan now, I think US would be pretty busy. Hands full, as we say. Yeah. Granddad Biden mistakenly mixed up Angela Merkel with Helmut Kohl, two of our chancellors, and then mixed up something else. I think I heard something about the French president, or thought that this was the French president was from Germany or some weird thing, which is obviously a big affront. If you're in Europe, you don't want to be mixed as somebody you are not. Yeah, well, getting old sucks. Yeah. Monsignor Bolsonaro has some razzia against him, so police squads in his flat searching for documents. This one caught my attention. A Scottish minister resigns after he had a roaming bill for his phone, which was in the 5 digits, so 25k for his phone bill. And I thought to myself, my God, he must be a busy man. 5-digit roaming bills. As power corrupts, and absolute power absolutely corrupts. That's just unfortunate. We see that with so many examples, and I might mention something later on as well. Yeah. There's a re-election in Berlin because obviously there were some incorrect votes, and some areas which were addressed by a court, and they have to re-elect basically, and she is positive that she will get a vote or two. I don't know. Couldn't say much about that. I love Berlin as it is. I've been there 2-3 times in my lifetime. Lovely place. Deserves good treatment, and not sure if they have it right now. Racistic slangs in a high school for pencil pushers, basically. Yeah, so Beamter in Germany is kind of, he works for the state. Okay, so and if you work for the state, like at the IRS, for example, then you go to some sort of a school in Germany, and in the hallways were heard some racist sing-songs, signs of the time, I guess. The legacy of Trump. Yeah, I was ashamed for my university, the university story again. Since 4 generations German and still not really part of it. Happens quite a lot, way too often in Germany. Yeah, again, the new record of energy produced by fusion. Teslas become more and more cheap in Europe. Looks like the 8 years are up, and then to replace a battery will cost you a fortune. Germany is getting some investors for the Bundesliga football area, so soccer. And Germans are such traditionalists that they have great difficulties to swallow that deal. So the fans are upset and throw all kinds of things, rubbish on the pitch. So tennis balls, flummies, little plastic balls, coins you had for Christmas. They were showering them with those little chocolate coins that you have that you can unwrap and eat the chocolate out of. One of the players actually did it. It was great to see that. The humor. Is it going to change any of the outcome? No, but it's delaying the games greatly, and everybody's annoyed by it. So yeah, but fans keep doing it, so we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the fear is that the Bundesliga and investor is kind of setting it up in such a way that it's only palatable for the people who are watching it instead of coming there in person and kind of supporting your team. Yeah, so the fear is great that there will be delays and things like that, breaks, and people have to spend 5 hours in the stadium or something, which is unrealistic, obviously. Yeah, some more sport-related news. I think we are done with this. I think there's not much more of any value here. So, and then I just finish up with some news from Ireland, good old Ireland. Let's see what we have here. At least it's in English. So, man charged with murders of father and daughter in Kerry. So, yeah. Don't know if that was the answer, to kill your father and your daughter. Jesus Christ. Sorry to swear, but this is the only word that comes to my mind here. So, Supreme Court becomes argument. So I should start watching CNN again. Oh my god. Let's see what the latest is. Maybe there's some outcome today. I don't know. I'm not up to date at all with this. I watched it quite a while, a year ago, but interest has waned, obviously, as with so many things. We have a great deal of arson attacks on home for potential foreigners, who are seeking refuge. So there's a group of people out there who think it's a good idea to set old homes for old people alight that are empty and derelict. While Ireland is suffering one of the biggest crises when it comes to housing, unaffordable prices around Dublin. The other day, I think there was a nurse stating that she had to pay at least 380k in order to save herself a house in the region close from the hospital. And she could obviously not afford it. A nurse doesn't earn that much. I think at some point they must realize that this is not viable. But so we use all other housing possibilities for refugees, unfortunately. Well, I mean, for both sides, unfortunate. And, it's not great to kind of, destroy them in order to make it not available to them. You can't stop this. It will happen anyway, one way or another, unless we build a fence all around Europe that is so high that you can't climb it. And I don't think anybody wants that, really. So then you have to live with the fact that people come and go, and most of them don't stay, they just look for refuge until they find a place where it's perhaps a bit more friendly. So if it make it really nasty and unfriendly, then people might not stay, But hey, I don't think this is the solution here. Yeah. So the old story with religion and people being abused by people in authority, priests, bishops, whatever to your heart's desire, if you like. This is still ongoing in Ireland, by the way. Naming rights for the stadium in Dublin. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, so there was another pub that was set alight, so people got arrested there, and the rest, I think, is pretty much, we can skip all that. Anything else fascinating? No. Okay, so I don't know where we are. I haven't checked the time, half an hour. Yeah, okay, so it's not completely a news hour. What we'll do in future is, if you leave a comment, if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of this, I'm happy to do this. I can probably do an hour or 2 hours even with news from all over Europe. Okay, this is just a teaser, if you like, and I might just do that more or less regularly, not perhaps every day, but maybe if there's something that strikes my mind. I think right now with the visit, obviously, from those two guys, no. We have a nice picture of them sitting together. Not the bear. The Russian symbol, No, those two guys. Then I thought, like, okay, it's a good idea to just post this, record it, and just do this. So yeah, if you like this kind of concept, then let me know, perhaps with a like or with a comment. You can subscribe to the channel. It's free, as always, and talk to you soon. There will be more content. I'm still having to think about this Sims thingy. Sims 4, Asmongold in Sims 4, my take on it. Yeah, there might be some other characters that come to my mind. In any case, have a great day. Okay, and thanks for watching. And I have to find my outro somewhere. There it is. Bye-bye.